sorry. Bless you. Okay, today is Wednesday. So that means it would have been Leo's first game. Back away, guys. Lay down and get comfy. It would have been Leo's first game. So that means it's Mr. CJ's story. What do you want, Mr. Siege?
Elvie and the Siege cooking, even roasting, even overcooking something.
Oh, okay.
Cooking at Meep City.
Oh, at Meep City. Okay, that sounds good.
Even washing dishes.
Once upon a time, Elvie and the Siege woke up. And Elvie said, wow, I'm so hungry. I must have slept for longer than usual because, wow, I'm really hungry. And the Siege said, let's make some smoothies. And Elvie said, that sounds like a delicious idea. I got a cookie, and he put it in a blender. And the Siege said, okay, let's see what I got. I got some iron ingots. And Elvie said, let me lick them. And so he licked the iron ingots, and he said, those are not so tasty. And the Siege said, okay, let me look for something else. And he found an orange. And he said, okay, let's do an orange. I put it in the blender. And Elvie said, I got some milk. And he put that in the blender. And the Siege said, Leo, I'm telling you to lay down again and just relax. Listen to the story, okay? All right. And then the Siege said, I got some sugar, and put that in there. And then Elvie said, back up. And the Siege said, okay, I'm ready. And Elvie said, this is my least favorite part. And the Siege said, well, I did it last time, so you got to do it this time. And Elvie pushed on the button, and blender stuff went all over the room. And the Siege said, we gotta find the lid for that thing.
They're making a huge mess.
And Elvie said, all right, start licking. So they started licking the stuff off the walls and the table. And the Siege was like, this smoothie is good. It tastes like table and smoothie. And Elvie was like, this smoothie is pretty good too. It tastes like a window and some smoothie. And they licked all the smoothie off. The Siege said, oh, I feel sick. And Elvie said, yeah, I keep forgetting why we don't like smoothies. And the Siege said, let's go get some real food. And then Elvie said, yeah, let's go to our pizzeria. And the Siege said, well, I don't think it's open yet. And Elvie said, oh, how about Freddy's Pizzeria? And the Siege said, they haven't been open for a few years. And Elvie said, oh yeah, I bet you if they had some pizza, it'd be a few years old. And the Siege said, yeah, that might be worse than blender all over your house. And if you're gonna laugh, you have to laugh in the pillow.
Okay.
And Elvie said, how about some candy burgers? And the Siege said, why don't they put candy in those burgers? And Elvie said, I don't know, but that would taste really interesting. And the Siege said, let's just go to Meep City and see what we can do. So they got on their horses, rode across the overworld until they got to the portal and went inside Meep City. And there was the information lady, and she tried to hide. And Elvie and the Siege walked up to their desk and looked over, and there she was. And she said, oh, hi. And Elvie said, are you trying to hide from us? She said, no, I just dropped my glass car. And the Siege said, you dropped your glass car? And she said, I can't find it anywhere. What do you need? And Elvie said, we want to go and eat something. And she said, well, how about some pizza? And the Siege said, no. Well, how about some hamburgers? No. And Elvie said, have you ever had candy inside a hamburger? She said, not willingly. The Siege said, what else you got to eat? Well, tacos, no. Stir fry, no. Steak, no. And she went through a whole list of restaurants, and they didn't want to go to any of them. And she said, well, I give up. Why don't you just go to the kitchen and cook something yourself? And the Siege said, do you mean there's a kitchen here we can cook something ourselves? And she said, yeah, see that house over there? And Elvie said, yeah, go there and start cooking stuff. So they ran as fast as they could over to the house, opened the door, and the Siege said, maybe they have a blender with a lid on it. And Elvie said, that'd be awesome, we could make a real smoothie. And then the Siege said, look, there's a stove here. And Elvie said, whoa, what's a stove? And the Siege said, I don't know, but I think you cook stuff on it. And so they found a pan and they put some eggs in there and they put it on the stove.
Wait, are they making eggs and bacon?
Don't interrupt my story. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. And they waited and waited and waited. And she said, cooking stuff takes so long. And Elvie was like, I know. What do these knobs on this stove do? He turned one of the knobs and it started a little fire underneath the eggs. And the Siege said, oh, you gotta turn it on. And then they started cooking the eggs. They waited until the eggs kind of hardened up and turned golden brown around the edges. Elvie said, those look good. The Siege said, just wait a little bit more. And they waited a little bit more, and it got a little browner, a little goldener. And Elvie said, let's salt, pepper them, and eat them up. The Siege said, that sounds great. Where's the salt and pepper? And Elvie said, I'll look over here. And the Siege said, I'll look over here. And they went away. And they were looking for some salt, looking for some pepper. Got one, said Elvie. Me too, said the Siege, and they came back. And the eggs were black. Oh no, said the Siege. We've blackened our eggs. And Elvie said, don't touch it. And the Siege said, why not? And Elvie said, I don't know, touch it and find out what happens. And the Siege touched it, and it went and turned into a big black cloud. Elvie said. And the Siege said, we shouldn't have touched it. And Elvie said, we gotta eat something. What should we cook next? And the Siege said, I don't know, a brick? And Elvie said, maybe. How about an orange? And the Siege said, I don't know if you can cook oranges. And Elvie said, I'll look in the fridge. And he opened up the fridge, and there was some delicious bacon in there. Delicious bacon, he said. And the Siege said, oh, I love delicious bacon. Come on, put it on this stove. And Elvie threw it right on the stove. And the Siege said, whoops, I meant put it in this pan, and we'll put it on the stove. Oh, said Elvie. And he picked it up, but the bacon was on fire already. It's on fire, he said. We'll put it in the pan. And he threw it in the pan, and they put the pan on the stove. And the whole bacon started flaming. And
Orange.
it was a bacon.
No.
And it was on fire.
Oh no.
And then all of a sudden, the fire went out, and it was black. And Elvie said, the bacon's black now. And the Siege said, stand back. And they stood back. And the Siege threw a rock, and it went inside the pan and hit the bacon. And the bacon went and turned into a cloud. And Elvie said, man, I'm getting so hungry. Let's do whatever we can. And the Siege said, okay. And then the Siege went off to the pantry, and Elvie went to the fridge. Elvie said, I found some hamburger patties. Genius, said the Siege, because I found hamburger buns. Awesome, said Elvie. And look, here's a whole jar of candy. And so they put down some hamburger patties on there and took some candy and unwrapped it and pushed it into the meat. And Elvie said, smell that candy cooking. And the Siege said, candy burgers are going to be so awesome. And Elvie said, yeah, we don't even need to go to Candy's. We can make our own burgers right here with candy in them. And they started cooking and cooking. And the Siege was like, okay, I got to start cooking the buns. And he started cooking the buns. And Elvie was like, okay, I'm going to go get some ketchup and mustard. And he went off and came back. When he came back, the burgers were almost blackened. Oh, look out. And the Siege said, get it off the stove. And they moved the pan off the stove really quick. And they looked.
This is just they're making a mess.
And the whole thing was blackened. And Elvie said, all right, stand back. They stood back. And Elvie threw a brick. And it went right into the pan. but no poof. The Siege said, what? And they looked, and it wasn't made out of smoke. The burgers were still intact. And Elvie said, maybe they're still okay. The Siege said, I bet you they are. And so they scooped up the black burgers and put them on some buns. And they squirted lots of ketchup, mustard, and relish on it. And Elvie said, okay, I'm going to do first. He took a bite. He's like, ketchup, mustard, yum, yum, bread, lettuce. And he's like, oh, blackness. And then he went, candy. And, shh. You just wrecked the whole joke. And the Siege said, let me try. And he took a bite out of his hamburger, and it was delicious. The end. Okay? Turn off. It's 10 minutes. Turn off the thing. What's the name of your story, Leo? Leo interrupts the story several times?
No.
No? Okay. What is the name of it?
The name of it
Shh.
is
Whisper.
Elvie and the Siege Make Him.
Okay.